When I was invited by MCC Vietnam to see firsthand the continuing effects of Agent Orange, I was amazed that it was even still an issue. It's been, after all, close to 40 years since that war ended. As a boy, gruesome pictures of war were on TV and in newspapers every night. And of course, American Vietnam veterans have been reoccurring news for the last 50 years because of their lasting trauma and medical problems. But I've heard almost nothing about any lasting effects on the Vietnamese people. In Quang Ngai, I was met by Mr. Do, a longtime resident of this area who was my translator and guide. He had arranged for us to visit with some local families affected by Agent Orange.
When this one was born, the local doctor from right over here told me he would be fine. But when he was 8 years old, he started getting weak, and by 12 years old, he stopped being able to walk. I was so sad, wondering why my son became like this. And then the second boy had the same problem. In Ho Chi Minh, it was diagnosed that my children are affected by Agent Orange.
When I was a little boy, I used to run after the Americans, asking for canned food when they were out patrolling. I saw airplanes making circles and spraying some kind of white smoke. I was too young to know what kind of chemicals they dropped. Only later was I told that they dropped Agent Orange and dioxin.
This used to be the Revolutionary area, which was a target for American shelling, bombing, and spraying. We ran away to hide, but then the trees would wither and die. We had to walk through the chemicals to get to our cassava fields.
I was about 14 at the time, and my feet and legs would burn with the chemicals. The trees and grass were brown and burnt. I had to tear off my shirt to bind my feet just to be able to walk. I tried to get home to my parents and would walk through the mountain streams because my feet hurt so badly.
When I was in Quang Ngai, we knew they were spraying Agent Orange. We had no idea the effect it would have on human beings. That was never talked about, but we knew they were spraying. Quang Ngai was sprayed a lot. In the areas that were sprayed, the increase in cancers, deformed fetuses, women unable to give birth, and a variety of other diseases increased dramatically in those specific areas.
I had 9 children. 5 were defected from birth. 3 of those died, and these 2 are alive. They all looked normal at first, but after 2 or 3 days they began to go into convulsions. This daughter could at least stagger until a few years ago, but now her legs have gradually begun to convulse and curve sideways. Like our boy, she can't walk now. She can't speak, and she can hardly hear.
For most people in America and other countries, we'd like to forget it. The Vietnamese would like to forget it also, but they have to live with all of this. So we need to find in our hearts the compassion, as Christians especially. We have to find that compassion that says we care about people even though they're half a world away. We don't know how to pronounce their names, but they are children of God. So we have to care. We have to care.
MCC has been working in Vietnam for close to 60 years. With your help, we'll stay here and work as long as there are needs like this to be met. If you would like to participate in this effort, donate to MCC today.